as the last remnants of humanity destroy themselves. The signal is still out there, and with it lies the key to our salvation. We journey from the ruins of our old world and into what lies beyond.
The things I've seen, even I do not believe them.
Where I am taking these two, there's no coming back.
You think you're dreaming?
What the?
This is real.
Do what you were sent here for! Oh, beyond the frontier!
It's the end of the goddamn world out there.
All this persistence, this world is crashing down. And what will be left?
Beyond here, there's only death.
I'm finding that signal.
Hello fellow dragons, it's Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about Outriders. Outriders is a game that is being mostly exclusively marketed for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, but is also coming out on Xbox and also PC. I'm not sure if it's going to be coming out on Switch yet, but yeah, that's being what it is. So, in a basic nutshell, Outriders is set in a dystopian future where we've basically burnt the Earth. We've destroyed it, we've environmentally and industrially trashed all over it, and we're now on colony ships going to another planet. The current planet that we're going to occupy is called Enoch. Enoch is a strange alien planet that surprisingly looks very much like Earth. Everything's going fine until everyone starts finding these strange probes, and then this massive weird storm happens. You end up as a character that gets in that storm, then suddenly you get hurt, you get shoved into a cryo freezer for next now 30 to 40 years, and get dumped back into a wasteland of Mad Maxian-like appeal, and you are basically fighting for your life and fighting for the rest of humanity that actually gives a shit to try and get it done. This game is good, and that's a very sort of broad term I'm going to use here. I want to say it's good as a game that I like or I could really find myself playing, but I can't. This is not the best game I've ever played, and it's not really a great game in its general sense. It has Destiny vibes, it has shooters from the Halo period and whatnot kind of vibes, it has the basic concepts of Gears of War cover shooter. Like, the only thing that it can actually call its own is the elemental powers that you get, such as the Trickster, the Necromancer, the Pyromancer, a Technomage, and basically a Devastator. And that all breaks down to your basic four elements of fire, wind, electricity, I would suppose, and earth. And these are your basic sort of elemental things. As you progress, you get more levels, you get more equipment, depending on what world tier, which is basically the difficulty that amps up as you get better and better in the game, and more stuff unlocked, you get better equipment. So it has that very Destiny meets Gears of War sort of blanched down into one thing. And the story and the acting from the guys is really good, but oh, there are so many things, and this is only a demo, which makes it so much worse, because if it's showing its flaws in the demo itself, it's not showing its greatest face. Like, look, this game looks spectacular. It looks unbelievably beautiful. But at the same time, there is massive cracks in this entire design philosophy that's going behind this game. Like, the cutscenes. My god, the cutscenes drive me insane. On the PC, I was watching my FPS counter go haywire. It would give you into a cutscene and lock you at 30 frames a second. And then, when you got out of it, it would jump back up into whatever your card could do. But at the same time, the jarring positional change between cutscene to fluid gameplay is horrendously bad. And also, the cutscenes don't match up. That's the other thing. There's no smooth transition from one to the other. Like, let's take a really good game that's done it well. God of War, the new God of War, and Spider-Man, the Marvel one for the PS4, and the Miles Morales. That has got seamless movement from action, cutscene, cutscene to action, and it's just this flowing motion that makes it feel like a movie, but it makes it feel like a real experience. Not so in Outriders. In this demo, it shows cutscenes and then it cuts off to a loading screen or a juxtaposition. And this even happens on PS5 because I've been watching that as well from other YouTubers and whatnot. And for a demo to do this kind of shit where you jump from cutscene to this, to this, to this, and there's no cohesion, there's no feeling of a flow between one medium to the other. I'm finding it really hard to get behind this game. I'm finding it really hard to even get hyped for this game. The idea of running in, having cover, and having your powers and everything, it all sounds really good. But the actual sort of construction of it is terrible. Like, the shake of the screen. And the fact is, cover doesn't really 100% work. That's the other thing that kind of sucks about this game. Is you'll sit behind cover, and depending on the type of cover that you decide to get into, there will be a cover that can be destroyed or a cover that is partial cover. And on top of that, there's also these grenades that just come out of nowhere, have this huge explosion field, and the minute you're in the middle of battle, and if your screen's already going red because your health's going low, you're not going to see this huge red circle on the ground when you're right in the center of it when your camera's not working with you. It's just so many things about this game that it can be really good. It could be really full of everything, but this is only a snapshot, and I highly recommend everyone to have a look at it, have a shot at it, and really see what you want to see out of it. But for me, this is a game that's dated. It feels old. It doesn't gel. Like, you're the chosen one that needs to lead the people to freedom. It's like, yeah, we've heard the story before, but the execution, the application of it have to be something that's worthwhile. If it's not worthwhile, you're not going to pour your money into it. And considering this is coming out as a PS5 game as well, that means it's $110 Australian or $70 US, which makes it a very tough pill to swallow for a game that is kind of dated. It's kind of not the game that you're going to get. And also, the other thing that it locks you into where you can go. It gives you arenas here and there, but it doesn't give you the full sort of fledged feeling of an entire open game. It doesn't give you the enjoyment. Like Gears of War, though closed in, still felt good. And the worst thing is, this is the guys that made Bulletstorm. And Bulletstorm, for all its intents and purposes, is an extremely great game. It has a lot of feel, it has a lot of fun, it has a lot of interesting things, and the problem about it is that that wasn't carried over in this game. This game tries to come off serious and have a sort of dark humour on the background of it, but at the same time, the juxtaposition, the way the story is laid out, the way it comes across in the demo, it's kind of really unpleasant. I know another sort of series I watched was called Wayward Pines. This is a TV series. I'm comparing it to this game mainly because this game is trying to become a sort of visual sort of Destiny sort of thing with story and whatnot. But in Wayward Pine, you got shoved into a alternate future where, you know, you're many hundreds of years in the future from cryogenics. And yeah, I can get that. I got behind that because it had a good story, good character creation and whatnot. But in this, the character creation, the concepts of developing different characters and whatnot, it's just so many flaws, so many holes that just doesn't sell this game. And that's the worst part about it. You can see the love and the energy that's been put into this game. You can see the creation of this game, how good it's been done. But at the same time, you can see this huge glaring flaw that should have been better. And it's not. And it really saddens me, and it really makes me want to cry about a game that could have potential and at the same time will probably fall on the wayside as a meh sort of game. And the worst part about it is this is happening for the PS5, and again it will be one of those titles that will come to the PS5 and you'll wonder why you bought the PS5 in the first place. So yeah, I'll leave that as it is, and yeah, you make your own decision. Go get it on Steam or on PlayStation or whatnot. It's an interesting sort of thing to have a play and see how good or bad it is, but at the end of the day, it's just, I see a lot of waste potential in this game. I don't see the game that really was going to be the big hard hitter, which it should have been, and that's sad. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.
I can't believe it. Outrider, what you just did. I've left 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet. You still got a war to win.
Not sure anyone's winning this goddamn war. But there's something even more important you might be able to do. Come see me in my bunker.
I don't believe you. Hey, Dupek.
Yeah, good. Sure.
The signal in the forest. You remember it?
Yeah, like it was yesterday.
You still have its frequency, don't you?
You mean this frequency?
Curva. You got the winning lotto numbers tattooed on your ass cheek, too?
Still don't believe me?
Ugh, I hate when you play the I told you so.
That signal is still playing like a distant echo. It's digital, which means it must be coming from a place where there is no anomaly. The problem is, we've never been able to locate its source because we've never had the right frequency. Until you showed up. So now listen close, you need to bring those precise numbers to Dr. Abraham Zahidi, one of our last scientists.
Bullshit. He's been deep in enemy territory for weeks now. Five Ration says Zahidi's dead.
We don't know that.
You? I've seen you before. It was in the med lab. You woke me out of cryo.
Guess life's real funny that way.
Meet Jane, sniper, first class. She almost died trying to save his life. She'll guide you.
Wait, Shira. When we landed, that signal was already playing. Do you have any idea who or what is sending it?
Do yourself a favor, don't ask that question. Whatever's out there, they don't want to be found. And whoever goes looking for that fucking signal ends up dead.
But it's the only chance we've got. And if anyone can get there alive, it's all of you.
Shira, come on.
Jakob! That's an order.
Sorry I left you to die in that med lab.
Hey, no worries.
Didn't really have a choice.
I'd have done the same.